And then we have the Navajo Nation programs here. So while you're getting your food, I'm going to start with staff development here. So can the Navajo Nation programs come down? Introduction.
Yat A. Good evening. First of all, I want to say hello to everybody. My name is Shar Kruger, and I'm the training manager for Staff Development and Training Department in Window Rock, Arizona. We are one of the 10 programs within the Division of Human Resources. Any Twittich eatings in here? Way back there, so I have relatives here. Ado kiani ebashichin tohane dashiche nakaidene dashinala kotai san. Ado, our table is over here. Come and visit us. We'll give you more information. It's great to see all the urban natives here, and I look forward to meeting you. Hagonet do hiahat.
Thank you. How many, who has, check. Who has lived in Denver for over 20 years? 1, 2, wow. 15. 10. 5. Great, thank you. So now we know a lot of Navajos that are in Denver have lived here more than 20 years. Raise your hand, you've been here more than 20 years. So that's one of the reasons why we're here is when President was campaigning, he made one of his stop here was Denver. And what did President tell you guys, those of you that went to that campaign rally? I will be back and I will bring services to you need. And this is what his commitment is, bringing the tribal programs to the urban areas. So that's what we're doing here today. So let me go to the next one while you guys are. The 3 tables in the back, can you line up and get your food? And then we'll come to the next 3 tables. Let me get somebody from here. So the other thing we have is Navajo Homeowners Assistant Program. We got money during ARPA, during COVID, that can help you with your mortgage payment, that only payments, not rental assistance, it's mortgage assistance. If you have a mortgage, come see these ladies here. Once they're busy, I'll bring one of them over and I'll talk with you. So let me go over to the Denver Indian Family Resource Center. One of you, come on. Don't be shy. Lucille is Echo Hawk is a high-profile individual that I had the chance of meeting many years ago. So, Lucille?
Thank you. I made myself a card. Everyone, is this on?
Hold it this way.
Good evening. Oh, it does work. As Thomas mentioned, I'm Lucille Echo Hawk. I'm a founder of the Denver Indian Family Resource Center 24 years ago and currently serving as executive director. I'm joined this evening by our newest employee, Carol Conker, our youth program manager, and also Dylan Philspipe, who is our resource and referral and data specialist. We've got a few giveaway items and information on the various offerings that the Denver Indian Family Resource Center has. We focus on the 7 metro counties of Denver, but we do consultation by phone and virtually around the state if there's a need. And as I told Thomas earlier, sadly, in a way, I'm told that the majority of youth in foster care, Native youth in foster care in Colorado these days are of the Navajo Nation. And so it's great that the tribe has brought staff and program representatives to share with Navajo community members here and others of us. And we will definitely coordinate with the nation to better serve Navajo people here in Greater Denver. And I've lived here for 40.
She's lived here for 42 years. Thank you, Lucille. Now let me go over here to workforce development. They have some real nice calendars.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. And I'm happy to be here from the Navajo Department of Workforce Development. It's wonderful to see all of you. I've already met some of you and talked to you, and you show an interest in our program because we're here to help and assist you. My name is Orlando Winnica, Department Manager for Navajo Department of Workforce Development from Window Rock, Arizona. My clans, I am Nanist Ejitkachini in Shlo, Tkatnazatli Bashashin, Kia Ani E Dashanella Hanagahi E Dashache. So probably you, some of you, if you have my clan, come over and talk to me, okay? So I'm over here at this booth. We have a lot of good information for you. Services we have now expanded to the 4 states, to where before we used to only serve Navajos that lived on the Navajo Nation. So we've expanded our services to Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico at this time. But other than that, I will be here this evening. I'll be willing and glad to help any of you that need to come over to talk about maybe post-secondary assistance with short-term training, vocational training, it's what we call occupational skills training. Those are some of our services that we offer at this time. So again, come see me. I'm here to help you.
Thank you. Department of Self-Reliance, Hako. So thank you for providing the services. So if you need assistance, come see Workforce Development. So this is Department of Self-Reliance on that. Tony?
Good evening. My name is Tony City. I'm from the Department for Self-Reliance. I'm a public information officer. At the Self-Reliance, we are the Tribal TANF program, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. We assist 2-parent families that are very low income, where the parents aren't making enough to support their families. We support single-parent families also, and grandparents and relatives who are caring for the family children. Those individuals do have to be seeking guardianship or adoption. While the parents are on the program, we push to get them certified. Right now we're working with Utah State University. We also work with San Juan College and Coconino College to certify our customers in commercial driver's license, heavy equipment, design and digital design and engineering, pro bookkeeping. Those are some of the examples that we have available for our customers. So if you have any more questions, stop by our booth and come see me, and also get more information from Utah State University. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you. Let's go on to Delilah. Cal, can you grab Mr. Walters or Water? So let's go on to our next presenter is election office. If you are a voter, a potential voter, if you want to register to vote, these are the individuals that you can see.
Thank you, Mr. Cody. We're from the Navajo Election Administration. Myself, Miss Colby and Virginia over here at this table by the exit door. We're here promoting voter registration. If you need to update your voter registration, your chapter, your address, your name, if you want to re-register, if you haven't voted in last couple of years, now's the time to update your voter registration. We do have an election that's coming up. It's the chapter election. Well, we're going to be re-voting for the chapter president, the chapter vice president, secretary, land board, school board. August go. This coming August 6th go. So I highly recommend that you check on your voter registration, update your voter registration. We do have absentee ballot application. If you live here in Denver, in the surrounding area, you can still participate in your chapter election by mail. We have absentee ballot applications available. We're collecting those, picking those up, and we will be sending out absentee ballots to the address and the chapter that you provide to us. So we're going to be traveling with the outreach, and we're going to be doing a lot of outreach with doing voter registration activities. So please come and visit us if we need to do something like that.
Thank you. So please come over and to that table and register to vote on Navajo. Now we have Native Community Capital that will do a presentation.
Hello, Yatesh Alicia Wilson Yinishia, Torajini Nishle, Tababashis and Najanisha Che do Senjakinishanale. Hello everyone, my name is Alicia Wilson. My clans are Bitterwater Clan, and I'm just really out here. We're just kind of explaining what our program is, because this program will be available to Colorado residents in the upcoming, I would say, month to 2 months. We just completed our New Mexico licensing, so our next project will be going into Colorado. So the Navajo HALF program is a grant program that was signed in by President Nygren. And what it is it's to assist mortgage homeowners who live off the Navajo reservation. So if you are Navajo and you are a resident that does not live on the Navajo reservation, then we do have options that can assist you in your mortgage if you're facing any type of hardship. The two that we currently are focused on right now are mortgage reinstatement. So if you are in default on your mortgage, due to sometimes any kind of hardship, we have the opportunity to provide a grant that would assist you in bringing your loan current, your mortgage current. And then there's also a monthly mortgage assistance, and that is if you have any type of reduction in income, we do have the option to that, where we can assist with a portion of your mortgage payment. And we do have 3 additional programs that are coming into place. Another one would be the home repair assistance program, and that is if you have a critical need to make any type of home repairs, to make your property livable, if that's like roof damage, we do have a grant program that can assist with that as well. We're located here at this table, the Native Community Capital. So if you have any questions, or if you do have an existing application that you do want status on, definitely feel free to come by, ask us any questions, and myself and 2 of our loan processors are available to help. All right, thank you.
So if you have a mortgage, please visit them. Their current focus is on if you're behind on your mortgage. However, they can also help in the future, another couple of months. They'll transition to improving your homes, also paying off your home loan up to $30,000. So there's different programs that they have. So please visit them before you leave, and they'll show you talk you through the process. So let me go to one more individual, then go the census office. If you're Navajo, and you want to apply to get your census number, here she is.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Alicia Milford. I work with the Window Rock Central Office. Window Rock Central Office. Like way out here? Right here? Okay. We have our different agencies within the division or department. We are not collecting any enrollments. We do give you information. The best thing or best advice is to contact your agency. Your agency is on the left side of your CIB. It'll tell you the agency to contact. Then we also have a website with all our information. And then again, we do have our central office. You can contact us and we'll go ahead and get your paperwork started for you. I appreciate it. You guys have a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Waters, Hakko. Hakko means come over.
How's everybody doing? I found a $20 bill. I found a $20 bill over here. Now that I have your attention, welcome to the Denver Indian Center, and a special welcome to the Navajo Nation for coming here and visiting with our community members. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Rick Waters. I'm director here at the Denver Indian Center, and we have a number of programs, opportunities for all our community members, but we're especially happy that you can come here today and receive information from the tribe. So I'm not going to take much more of your time. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the Navajo Nation. I hope you get if you're driving a good way back so the snow doesn't impact you going back. Okay. But welcome, enjoy the food, and get information from local Indian organizations here in Denver. Aho, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for Denver Indian Center for allowing us to come here. The staff here for allowing us to come and visit, use their facility. So let me go to Debbie. So I'm actually going to hop on to the agenda now. Debbie, come on this side.
Okay. Yate. Hello. Good evening, everybody. I just want to thank you so much for coming out and joining us tonight here at the Denver Indian Center, the Navajo Nation Resource event. I am really excited to join our colleagues here, all of the different departments, all of the different community partner programs. Thank you for coming out and making time to join the urban families here. As I started to work with President Nygren, one of the commitments that I asked from him in order to work with him is to remember all of our urban communities. We have them in Phoenix, we have Albuquerque, Denver, and City. And he's showing up for us, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for him and Vice President who continue to listen to the needs that we have here in urban communities. But before I get started or go further, can all of our veterans please stand up? All of our veterans, please stand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome home. I'm really grateful that our veterans continue to join us and to be a part of the conversation that we have among all of our departments. I really want to extend my appreciation for their service and also the things that they, with their health and issues that they deal with, we're still listening to them and finding ways that we can provide resources for them and their families. I also want to express my gratitude to the people who are here. Thank you for taking the time. I know some of you were here very, very early and you're waiting for President. You're excited to see him. He will be joining us really soon. And those of you who are bringing your children and introducing them to our departments. I think that's a really great idea to let them know what resources they have. I saw a few of the kids come up and ask questions about home site lease. I heard elections office. I have workforce program here. And then we have a lot of information from social services. In the very back, we have the business regulatory department, which is really important for business owners. I got to give a shout out to some of the business owners that are joining us here this evening. They have businesses here in Denver, and they also want to work with places back at home, so that's really a great idea. I also want to acknowledge all of our Masanes and our Chays that are here. If you turn and look from to your left or your right, you're going to see them here. And they're so cute. They're really concerned about their voter registration. I heard some of the conversations over there, and they want to make sure that they're registered to vote and that they're get their ballot. So please do visit the elections table, fill out the forms, make sure you understand the voting requirements. We're going to be coming up on some elections here, and we want to make sure you have all of that information. So thank you so much. And I want to give a shout out. I don't know who this young lady is right in front of me right here. Director Cody was on the microphone, and it was so cute because he was talking about, he goes, get ready to line up and have some stew. And she was walking in the building, and she was looking really serious. And then he says, get ready for stew. And this big old smile came up on her face. I thought that was one of the best. I missed that photo moment, but I just want to say how good it feels to share stew with everybody, have fry bread. It does bring a smile on everybody's face. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here tonight.
Thank you, Debbie. Debbie is the director for the Department of Human Resources on Navajo. So Debbie is also one of the ones. Debbie lived in Phoenix in the valley for over 20 years. So she's also one of the ones that was brought back to Navajo just like I did. So let's go on to the next speaker. I know, Melissa Clyde. So while people are still getting their food, let me go to Delilah Hukko. Any other departments, economic development or business regulatory, can you come over?
Yate, She'e, Delilah, good luck and She. I work for the Office of the Executive Director with Division of Social Services. So Mr. Cody is my boss, and we have our Deputy Director back there serving food, Miss Marlinda Littleman, along with some of our staff. So I'm representing the Division of Social Services. The booth that I'm sitting at is over here in the pink tablecloth. You can't miss it. So we have several departments and programs under social services, and it's just not social services. We do human services, counseling for children. We have our financial assistance programs. So when you come visit me here, I will tell you about the services, and I also let you know that majority of our services are for our tribal members living back on Navajo, because that's our service delivery area. But all of our services do coincide with state services, so if we can't serve you on Navajo, then we'll refer you over to the But we're here. We have all of our information right over there. If you have questions about social services, you can stop by and ask away. Thank you.
Thank you. Business regulatory. Oh, hey.
Yate. My name is Nota Silversmith. I'm the department manager for Business Regulatory Department. I'm also representing the Division of Economic Development, though. We have 7 departments under us. One of them's the Small Business Development Department. They can help you with home site leases, or not home site lease, business site leases. If you're interested in just starting up a business on the Navajo Nation, there's a department that you want to get started with. The Tourism Department They do the hot tax, and they collect the hot taxes from the hotels on the Navajo Nation. They put it towards the economic development of the Navajo Nation. And then there's my department, Business Regulatory Department. We have a priority listing called the Navajo Business Opportunity Act source listing. And you can register your business as a priority 1, a priority 2, and you can get priority preference on government contracts and with the Navajo Nation. Also, the hospital and the enterprises have to abide by that law as well. We also have the corporations office that's under my department, Business Regulatory, where you register your incorporations, you can register your LLCs, and you can file your Uniform Commercial Code documents with our office as well. And it's also good to get registered with us to get started on the Navajo Nation. And then we also have our Weights and Measures department, who services the gas stations and the scales at the grocery stores to make sure that consumers are getting the bang for their buck with their dollar. And then we have our real estate department that's also under Division of Economic Development. They do the business site lease compliance in terms of after small business development does the business site lease, they hand it over to real estate, and they do the compliance factor with the payments and make sure that they're keeping up on their lease agreement and requirements. So, but with that, I just wanted to make a few announcements. We are going to be doing a state small business credit initiative. If you have a small business, especially out here in the rural or the city areas, we can help you with small business loans. They are loans, you do have to pay them back, but the Navajo Nation is getting 89 million of that money, and we're going to be able to offer it to small businesses in a loan through banks that we're partnering with. The other one is the Artisan Small Business Relief Grant. We're also doing that with the Economic Development Department, and that one you don't have to pay back. If your small business was affected by COVID, you can register with our office, and then you can get that ball rolling. We're going to be offering that and rolling that out within the next month, I would say. We're going to have all the information on our website, but if you want to visit our booth back there, it's the one with the banner that says Business Regulatory. We'll give you information for that. You can see Melissa Sharamaya. She's my office specialist, and she's assisting with me today. And I think that's about it. That's really what we're here to offer. So we're glad to be here and come out and offer these services and just help people get registered with our office within that economic development. And so I wanted to thank you, Mr. Cody. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to economic development. If you have okay, let me ask this question. How many of our relatives live in the Denver area have businesses? Business owners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. You got it going. Thank you. Thank you for being a part and representing the Navajo Nation. It's different when you live off Navajo than when you're on Navajo. So I share the same feelings that you have. It's good to be always going home, but it's also good, for me, it's good to be back in Denver. I really like living in Denver. Let's go on to my first speaker, Alvina. So Alvina is, I'm real bad with, I got these real nice papers that the staff fixed for me for introduction. So Alvina is a member of the Navajo Nation. She's an attorney, and she works for Peterson, Addison, Real Bird Wilson, LLP. So she's an attorney. So if you need an attorney, okay, let me turn the mic over to her. Hold it like this.
Okay. Yat a Alvina Earnhardt and Shia Kilachini and Slip at Atni a Bashichin, Hotsoi Dashiche, Sena Jenny Dashanale. Good evening, everyone. So glad to see so many Navajos out here today show up for this event. As Mr. Cody mentioned, my name is Alvina Earnhardt. I am originally from Coyote Canyon, New Mexico. I came to Denver in 1996 to attend college. I attended the University of Denver. Then from there, went on to law school at the University of Colorado. Graduated from there in 2003. And then started working for a firm that specializes in federal Indian law issues. Federal Indian law is a very specialized practice of law, which basically means that we represent tribes, tribal enterprises, and individual tribal members on issues specific to Indian country. And so I am a partner, as Mr. Cody had mentioned, of a firm that I own. It is Patterson, Earnhardt, Railbird, and Wilson. It's also known as the Native Law Group. We are based out of Louisville, Colorado, which is located just outside of Boulder. We also have offices in Washington, D.C., as well as an office in Fort Yates, North Dakota. So our area of practice, we primarily represent tribes, which means we serve as their in-house general counsel. We advise them on any and all matters that pertain to tribes, dealing with administrative issues, employment issues, natural resource development, economic development, deal with probate, social services, water law, anything and everything that a tribe deals with, we advise them on. We also represent tribal enterprises, advising businesses that are owned by tribes or individual tribal members. So we try to identify resources that are available to them that are provided by the federal government through states, and also just making sure that they take advantage of whatever benefits are available to tribal-owned businesses or tribal member-owned businesses. We also represent individual tribal members, and so for my area of practice, I advise tribal members on anything they may be dealing with, so civil and criminal matters that might be pending in tribal court, state court, federal court, dealing with probate, assist with drafting wills, trusts, overseeing estates. We do handle cases through the Department of Interior, the IBIA, as well as tribal court. We can also assist at the state court level as well. I also assist with social service cases. So whenever Indian Child Welfare Act matters are at hand, we advocate on behalf of tribes, individual parents that might find themselves dealing with social service matters. Also dealing with housing, employment issues, so anything and everything you can think of, we assist with. So it really gives me a great deal of pride tonight to have the Navajo Nation here present on these services that are available to urban Navajos that are living off reservation. I myself, had to leave the reservation in 1996 to attend college. Coming to Denver was very intimidating. I, of course, suffered from missing home and wanting to be around family. But here there's a very strong Indian community, and I think that that's demonstrated through the Denver Indian Center here, where it serves as sort of a home away from home for myself and other students. And it continues to do so. So I'm grateful for the Navajo Nation, the Navajo president, for setting up this event, out to Navajos that live off reservation and sharing the information how Navajos that live off reservation can take advantage of resources that are available to all Navajos regardless of where you reside. So I strongly urge all of you to take advantage this night to make sure there's as much information as everyone here is able to share with you. And I look forward to seeing more of these events in the future. So I really want to thank the administration for thinking beyond the reservation and thinking about people that have to leave the reservation in order to provide for their families, and just look forward to future events like this. So if you all could give a round of applause to the president and his administration and everybody here to thank them for coming. Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Cody, for inviting us to participate.
So, how's the food? Good? Everybody get a bowl? Who hasn't have a bowl? Who doesn't have a bowl yet? Hey, everybody has a bowl. Thank you. So let's go on. The next individual we're going to bring up is Melissa Clyde Melissa is the Senior Director for Casey Family Programs. She's from Tehachapi, New Mexico. Woo, Tehachapi! Cougars?
Yes. I think all the guest speakers are from, yeah. Hi, good evening, everyone. Yat a Melissa Clyde Inishya, Tobaha Nishle, Betatni Bashichin, Kia Ani A Dashicades, Itlani A Dashanale, Ado Tohachi Dat Nasha, Ado Manishle. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out to this event hosted by the Navajo Nation. I'm really grateful to see many Navajo relatives here in this space. Really looking forward to meeting many of you here, and really proud to see our Diné relatives show up for a great opportunity to network and to learn about the services that are available through the Navajo Nation. And like Alvina, really grateful to the Nigerian administration for bringing forward the opportunity for the Diné relatives to come together, but also to ensure that we know what's available in regards to resources and services. As Thomas had shared, my work is in child welfare. I have been working for Casey Family Programs for 10 years. And I am a social worker by training. However, I provide technical assistance and consultation to tribal nations across the United States. And our offices as a foundation is located in Seattle, Washington. However, our Indian Child Welfare Programs office is based here in the Denver area. And my work is in regards to working closely with tribal communities on providing technical assistance and consultation on improving their child welfare practices and ensuring that tribes have every opportunity to show up in Indian child welfare cases. And fortunately, the work that I do has a strong relationship with the Navajo Nation through an agreement. And so I get to go home on a regular basis to provide consultation and technical assistance to Mr. Cody's team to help ensure that they have access to resources and information. So like Elvina, I had gone to school off Navajo Nation. I finished high school in Tucson, Arizona, and I went to undergrad school at the University of Arizona, and then got my master's in social work, and then got my master's in social work from Washington University in St. Louis. And I always thought that I would go home to work closely with Navajo Nation, but fortunately that the job I have allows me to partner alongside the Navajo Nation and to ensure that kids and families are connected to their communities and that Navajo children have the opportunity to stay close to their families if they are facing foster care. So I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to see many of you again and to also work alongside Alvina and Veronica, and we just happened to have all went to school at Tehachapi High School. So it's a small community, and so I'm really happy to see all of you, and thank you again to Division of Social Services, and welcome to this event. So thank you so much. Ahiahat.
Thank you, Melissa. Give Melissa and the Cougars a hand. Oh, I didn't mean it that way. They're from Tehachapi Cougars. I'm blushing now. So, our next speaker is also from Tehachapi area. I didn't know that. Veronica. So Veronica is with the Native American Bank here in Denver. So Veronica.
Thank you, Mr. Cody. Yat shike to shidene she Veronica Lee and Unishia. Sit na jini national be patwani bashchin todik oja da shake is a planet da shanella. And as Mr. Cody mentioned, I am originally from the Bahaskla chapter, which is the Twin Lakes chapter. My family is from the Tuflagai community, which is just near the Yatahe community north of Gallup. So that's where I'm originally from, but I live here in Denver. I have been in Denver for several years as well. I want to say maybe about over 10 years now, which is crazy to think about. But I work at Native American Bank. Our headquarters are here in Denver. And I work on the commercial lending team. So I actually, like Melissa, get to travel home quite a bit because the Navajo Nation is actually a shareholder of our bank. We are a Native-owned bank. We have 31 shareholders that are tribes, tribal enterprises, and Alaska Native corporations. And the Navajo Nation is one of our shareholders. So through that work, I get to travel home quite a bit to work on projects on the nation. Just actually was in Winter Rock last fall in November. We do work with some of the enterprises too for the nation. So very fortunate I get to go home quite a bit and with the work that I do. So at the bank, in the Denver location, we have a branch. So if you're interested in learning more about opening a checking account, savings account, feel free to reach out to me or ask me any questions. I'd be happy to answer. We also have our corporate offices here, which is the side that I work on. And then we have various different accounts for our Native community. You also don't have to be Native to bank with us, so that's also something I always like to mention. When I came to Denver, I also went to school here locally for my graduate degree. I attended the University of Denver to get my MBA. I work at a bank. I'm a numbers person. I love numbers, so it's pretty much what I've done my entire career. I also want to just say that I'm really grateful for all of these different departments from the nation coming up to Denver to really do outreach to the urban community. I really think it's really vital, and there are really important resources. I actually just did my absentee voter registration to get re-registered to vote, which I thought was awesome. And the land department was actually able to answer a question that I had about my mom's lease, so that was really, helpful to me. I hope everyone finds their services helpful, ask questions, and just thank everyone for making the trip out here, and thank you for attending tonight. It's so nice to see all the Navajos. I recognize a few people, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know you're a Navajo. Just kidding. So feel free to stop by, ask questions, here to help with anything you might need. Yeah.
Thank you, Veronica. So give these Navajo professional ladies a hand. So Melissa was my boss too when I lived here, so that's how I know Melissa. She's a good boss, so in the future, if you want to hire her or if you want to go work for Casey Family Programs, ask for Melissa to be your boss. So let me go on to land department or home site lease. Home site lease. How many of you have home site leases back home? Head up a home site lease. Hold on the reservation. 1, 2. You don't have your home site lease? Here she is.
Okay. Oh, up? Okay. Hello, Yate Alnonslo. Can you guys hear me? Yes? No? I'm with Navajo Land Department, home site section. Who all has home sites? How many was that? 4? 3? Okay, if you need information, I'm over here at this turquoise table. I have brochures. I have the home site lease application process. So right here, you can see that there's a checkoff sheet here, okay? So if you guys are interested in getting a 1-acre home site on tribal trust or fee land, come see me. So the first step is picking this up. The second step is having a census with the Navajo Nation, a CIB. Next is filling out or going to your grazing official. So when you go through this, you need to go back home to your chapter house, find out who your grazing official is. Then we start the process with the biological. You need to go through fish and wildlife to get your biological, okay? So through 1 through 7 first. So let me just introduce myself. I am the home site manager for Navajo Land Department, which is only the home site section. Navajo Land Department has the GIS, land title section. We have also the home site. So we do have several sections under the land department, and our main office is located in St. Michael's. She'e Anjanet Owens da Shejene, Adona Anishlinigi A Trabahe, Naslane Bashish Chin, Hanaratni da Shechedo, Belagana da Chanele. I reside in Fort Defiance, Arizona. I flew in this morning, and I'll be flying back tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions, please come see me about home sites. Anyone that has an existing home site, grandma or grandpa, if they have an old home site lease, it's best to get it updated, especially if something happens to them. It's best that we add a second person to their home site lease with joint right of survivorship, okay? That just allows that person, the second person who's surviving, to take over the lease. Now, if there's only one person on the lease and they decease, you're gonna have to go through probate or quiet title. Do you guys know the difference between probate and quiet title? No? So if a person deceases, within 5 years, it's called probate. Anything after that is a quiet title. So if they had a home site lease and they pass and it's been 10 years, you're gonna have to go to the court to pick up a quiet title packet. And in that packet, you're gonna have to fill out everything. So you can't just get the lease, come to our office and say, I have the lease. Grandma gave me my lease, so can I have it? She wrote it down right here. We can't do that. We're gonna have a court decree in order to move forward with the lease, okay? Do you guys have any other questions? No? Anything in particular? Come see me. I'm over there at the turquoise table, okay? Thank you.
Great. Navajo Nation programs. Hako. Oh,
Oh, Yate. Good evening. My name is Rosebella Johnson. Nanish Eja Nishla Ado Ashi Bashichin Ashi Dashte Ado My Dishkija Dashanale. Later, I come from Shiprock, New Mexico. We are an outpatient mental health program for children 4 to 17. A lot of the areas that we work with is grief and loss, domestic violence, and we provide services in the home, in the office, or at the schools. We have offices located in Shiprock, Crown Point, Tuba City, Fort Defiance, and Chinle and Kayenta. Our booth is right there under Denver Indian, the flag. If you would like more information, please see our booth. Thank you.
thank you. So, our Navajo Treatment Center for Children and their families, we have Navajo practitioners that can go to different parts of the nation. Like just the other month, we had an individual, a child that needed services in California. So we sent one of our traditional practitioner to California to provide those services. So that's the Navajo Treatments for Children and their families. Next is one of the local organizations that will be talking about her program.
Hello, Yate. I'm Abigail Yazzie, and I come to you from the Rocky Mountain Indian Chamber of Commerce. We help small businesses and we help students with scholarship. And we give out scholarships in the month of November. It's usually $1,000. So if you have a college student, university student, please apply. Look on our website. It's Rocky Mountain Indian Chamber of Commerce. And then also support the Navajo business. I own a business called Horisho Specialty Maintenance Incorporated. And we're also going to be a partnership with the Red House Tools, Kintlachini, Bananish. That's the company that we're going to be partnership with. It's a Kintlachini from Eastern Agency area. So support the Navajo business here in Denver. We have a contract here. The Red House Tool is located in Loveland. And then also support our Native law group, which is Alvina Earnhardt. She is one of the attorneys. They help you with custodies, divorce, and they also help you with enterprises, your businesses. They work with government to government. So thank you for coming. It's good to see all the natives here. I usually don't see a lot of natives here in Denver, but it's really good to see all the happy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So we also have an individual that is my Facebook friend. Navajo in the city with us, so Davina. And she's from Inscription House.
Thank you so much for coming to this event this evening. Sean that go speak should not need. I had to take that bone out of my mouth and come on up here. There's a lot of us. Well, first let me start with the introduction. Thank you guys for coming. We've got a lot of events. Navajo Nation. We've got other ones too here at the Denver Indian Center, the Resource Center, and so forth. And you had a chance to meet a lot of the professionals that are here as well. They're very good friends of ours. So definitely stay in touch. They've got websites as well, the Native Community Capital, Navajo Nation themselves, Honoring Fatherhood, Navajo Nation Department of Workforce. When they've got events and you can't make it, go directly to their websites. They have a lot of information. Thank you for introducing myself here, or allowing me to introduce myself. I just want to say thank you. Safe travels back.
Thank you, Davina. Navajo in the city, my Facebook friend. So let's go on to the next office, Department of Family Services. So one of the things we really wanted to do also was to bring Navajo together in Denver, to talk about chit-chatting, meeting other Navajos in Denver. I don't know how many times you all do this, to have these meetings. So that's one of our purposes, to bring Navajos together so you can actually talk. And a long time ago, I was a chapter president, I was a council delegate, and I've learned that food brings people together. So when I became the director, I said, we always need to have food and water at our events, and that's how we have all the food that you have. Thank you to the cooks back there making fry bread. The staff were here early this afternoon, cutting up mutton and making the mutton stew. So thank you, staff, for coming out and making this delicious, delicious meal. Give them a hand. So we also brought with us the Navajo Homeowners Assistance Program. So they'll go into the 5 areas that they will provide assistance to. There's 5 different areas that you can all qualify. You have to have a, number 1 requirement, you have to have a mortgage.
Hello. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so I wanted to just really just open the floor and just allow anyone to ask any questions. I know that we've had a lot of visibility on this program and there has been a lot of questions to this program. Well, first I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Alicia Wilson. I'm the new project manager that is now managing the Navajo HAF program. So I've been in this position about 4 weeks right now. So I'm new to this position. And again, I do understand there's a lot of visibility. So really, I just want to answer any questions that you guys may have. I know that we have received a lot of feedback from the community, and I want to make sure that you guys understand and just be assured that we are addressing those scenarios. So I'll talk about that after. But first, I think I just wanted to really go in and explain what this program is. As Mr. Cody had stated, the first requirement is having a mortgage. So for this program particularly, you are required to have an existing mortgage. And the reason being is because this program is available for current homeowners who are experiencing some type of hardship. And really it's available to assist in keeping you in your home. So that would mean if you had experienced like a loss in income or a change in income, any type of illness or really just anything that makes it difficult to stay in your property, our number 1 goal is to keep you in your home. So that's what this program is available for. And also I do want to add, it's the first program of its kind. Mr. Nygren did sign it in, and we've never had a program like this before. So we're very grateful to have this available to our community. And I say that because I feel like a lot of the folks who live off reservation, there wasn't really anything available for us. And I say for us because I personally have lived in the Phoenix metropolitan area. I'm going on 18 years. So that's really what this program was available for, and the reasoning behind it. So as far as the different programs that are being offered, we have the first one is a mortgage reinstatement program, and what that does is it allows us to bring your mortgage current. So if a homeowner is in default or facing foreclosure even, we actually just funded our first property and saved it. Honestly, it was 1 day to the foreclosure sale date. So we're very proud of that. We managed to keep this veteran in his home. He had lost his spouse. And we worked on that pretty much around the clock to keep him in his home. So that was our first win experience. So we were really excited about that. But that's really what my team does. So we're available to really do that. That's the first program, is mortgage reinstatement. And if a property is in foreclosure and at risk of being sold, then we have the opportunity to grant funds to allow you to stay in your home and and relieve you from that foreclosure sale. The second program that we have available is monthly mortgage assistance. And if anyone has had any type of reduction in income or any type of hardship that makes it difficult to make a monthly mortgage payment, what we're doing is we are offering grant funds on a monthly basis to support you at a certain percentage, to support your mortgage, monthly mortgage payment. So that's available as well too. And then we also do have a home repair assistance. So I was speaking with somebody earlier who is a veteran and needs to make some adjustments, and their bathroom more accessible. So especially being a veteran, and we all go through life changes, and sometimes our homes will not always align with that. So that program is really for anyone who is in need to stay in their home and make it livable and accessible for them. So that's the home repair option that we have available. And there's also, if there is any type of roof damage, any type of damage to the property due to flooding or really just anything. I know that we also have some clients who are living even in the Phoenix area who have either plumbing issues or need an AC replaced. And if anyone here is a homeowner, you would understand that those are very expensive repairs. An AC can be anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000. So that's really what this program is available for. And those are, again, all grant funds, so those funds do not need to be paid back for those programs. So that's what we're offering. Those are the two that we're offering right now. Hello? Okay, sorry, there we go. So those are the three that we're currently offering. We do have 2 additional programs that are coming out. And what those are is we have a clear title program, and then we also have a principal reduction program. And those are more one-off scenarios. So those programs will be out, we're expecting probably towards the second quarter. So we will have that available as well. So yeah, that's currently really what I want. Am I off again? Hello? Okay. So that's really what I wanted to share with everyone, because I think when we hear about the Navajo half, I think there's a understanding on the fact that that's an umbrella program, and we actually have 5 smaller programs that go under that. So that's really what I wanted to explain. So if you have questions, my team's here. I have 2 of my processors here available to answer questions. We also, because it is a grant-funded program, we do have some income limits. So if you have trouble going to the website and want to understand if you do qualify or if you meet that income threshold, we do have support here available. So you can go in there, and they can let you know if you do meet those, or you're within those income limits. And also, our website is being enhanced. We will have an updated website, probably going into early next week. And that's at nativecap.org, and it is being updated regularly. So any type of new additional outreach events that we have coming forward, and then also as far as our application portal dates being reopened, it's going to be available on there. As far as Colorado, we plan on having our programs open to the Colorado residents in the next month to 2 months. So we had just gotten licensed in New Mexico, the next state that we're going to be licensed. And I would just advise to go to our website regularly just to get those updates. And then also I do want to go back and address, some of the challenges that we have heard. What I will say is, anything prior to me coming on board, I'm not aware of. My goal here is to make this a better program for all of you. I'm a community member. I grew up in, my family's originally from Klagetoh. So I'm very, very passionate about this program. So I am here and I'm available to help. My team is very much available to help. We do have an experienced team. I fortunately have been in the mortgage industry 14 years, and I've done project management the past 4. So, I feel like we do have the right resources available to support this program. But as far as the enhancements that we have done since I've been on board, is we have definitely migrated to a new phone system. I know one of the impacts that we had, and one of the challenges that we were hearing, is that our voicemail inbox, didn't have the capacity to handle the influx of calls we were receiving. So we have migrated over. So we do have a new phone number. So if you visit rcap.org, there is a new phone number available. It's a 505 number, but you can also call that number, and there is also a directory there. So you will have a direct phone number to myself, and then also a direct phone number to my loan processors, and also to our mortgage loan officers. So, those are some things that we have definitely done, to support the community and make it a better process. And another thing that we have not announced, but I'll do that today. We are currently seeing an outreach. And what that is we understand that, we will have some individuals who have the I guess, the technological experience, to be able to navigate through the application portal. So starting tomorrow, Saturday, we are in New Mexico. And what we're doing is we're actually doing in-person appointments and sitting down with applicants and doing their intake application process with them. So tomorrow and Saturday are going to be our first applicants that we're going to pilot that program with. And then, our goal is to definitely do that outreach, in the different areas, different metropolitan areas, but states that we're supporting. So our end goal is, really to support Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah, just because I feel like we have a large population in those metropolitan cities. So I guess now, I don't know, I'll open it up and see if you guys have any specific questions that I may be able to answer for you.
Do you have any questions? Kid. Any questions? I'm the only one that knows how to work this. Alrighty, you're excused. So one of the other things that we wanted to do was the program, Department of Family Services. I saw her standing right here. Does anybody want to say something to Mike? If you start saying so and so, I will tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, it's, anybody want to say anything for an open mic? No? Okay. Let's go on to the next individual that I have on my list. If you have trash, give it to this young lady right here. Everybody get a chance to vent, say something. So, as we're moving along, any of the tribal programs still out there? Department of Family Services, Hakko. And then I also have the person that really helps me run a $100 million division. If I wouldn't be able to do it alone if it wasn't for Merlinda Littleman. Hakko, Merlinda. Hold it like this.
Hello, Yate. Yate, hello. My name is Elaine King, Ado, in Schlinige. How many of us know our clans? Raise your hand if you know your clan. Oh, good. Joyat Esla, Hikeshi, Kwaelai. Tudich eating, Slan to Haglini, a bushes chin. Kiani a dashache, Ashihi a dashanal, a kuta a son and slido, a nulla and shle. I come from a big family, and what we do, I work with the Department of Family Services. When I say family services, we're talking about family violence. When I'm talking about family violence, I'm talking about abuse, domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking. Those are the kind of cases that we deal with. But my job, Shisha Nishiki A, the prevention part of it. Halate all, ahawan has aniki, do kut al has ango halate all yat eto leitla. How are we going to fix a homesteading? So that's basically my job. I'm located way back there by the Indian, Shiyasha Utopia, raise your hand. Right there's our table. We have a lot of prevention information there. A lot of our parents, we're raising our grandchildren. I even have information for grandparents raising your grandchildren. When I'm working with families, we teach them how important our clan is, how important family is, how does our clanship work. So we have forms back there that has all the Navajo clans on there and how to develop that into your family tree. So we have those forms back there. So we also have our phone number on our brochures back there. We have an email. I've already made contact with some of the families. We can do training over Zoom. If you want us to do training, want me to do training over Zoom here to work with your families, we can do that. So that's what we're doing and reaching out to the community out here. We have a lot of family members out here, and it's so good that we're able to reach out to you. So come back there and visit our booth as well as the other booths. Thank you for the stew and fry bread.
So let me turn this mic over to Merlinda. So Merlinda is my director for Division of Social Services. Merlinda?
Yat anatsko. Sheya Marlinda Little Manion shia. Aro nishliniki eya ma idishkijni nishle. Aro tlizasana bashish chin. Let's give a shout out to the fry bread makers, okay? Boy, they sure hustled this afternoon, so thank you, and for the individuals that made the stew. Anyone from the Tuba City, or I should say the Western Agency of the Navajo Nation? Tuba City, all right. There's only one person from the Tuba City Western Agency. Okay, well, I was born in Tuba City, so I'm from that region. And I've been with Division of Social Services for 2.5 years as the deputy, and I do work with Mr. Cody. And we also have a staff of 9 and most of them are here this evening. So I'll try to speak Navajo for those urban Indians. Are you fluent in Navajo? Yes, okay, good. Well, Joe, de kon jono kon khani khaya kon Navajo Nation de nikita ban hiltahojo that we're here with you. Aro ko information and resources ko bilnahani na aro ko de ketahon iniki ashnahan kesot Konihinat Ani, Dr. Boo Nygren, Ado Konihin Division Director, Thomas Cody, I know Debbie, Nez, and well, Don Hichahadzi, Jane Hinat Ani Danle, Do Kodo Nahataho Aho Epic Aho Kodo, Dainish, Oko Shisazendo, Bashilhujo, Kode Nihitrahon Shlonigi, ko nikilto niketa desil do haila kote pinta anishto haila be enta hasti jo quit no shiko nahani kre ako Ashin Tisen the cohort on each has zito leto a heto called Denver Indians. So the ato quen shot there. So this is my first time here. And though we were given a very warm welcome today from the Denver Indians. So and say, come by, see me, introduce yourself to me, and I like to get to know you as well. Kodoshi Mr. Cody Bandinsha.
Thank you, Merlinda. Thank you for doing a quick overview. So the other individual that I would like to talk with you or talk about her program is Debbie Nance Manuel. She is the director for personnel. She'll tell you how to apply for a Navajo Nation job.
So I am here to share more information. I met a lot of you this evening coming up over to our table here at Staff Training and Development. Staff Training and Development provides a lot of information to a lot of our employees, but they also partner with the community in different ways, different enterprises. And I would like you to drop in and ask them questions. I also help to oversee 10 programs. I have Vital Records. Where's Vital Records? Raise your hand. I think they're over on that side. I also have Navajo Department of Workforce Development. And so there's a lot of opportunities there to help our young people. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. There's a lot of talking, so I don't know if you can hear me, but I just want to let you know that. Thank you. I know I have a really soft voice, but I can't compete with 100 people in the room. But we have all these programs here. So when you go to Navajo Nation and you're looking for employment, you can go to the Navajo Nation DPM, which is Department of Public Personnel Management. And you can find all of these vacancies on there. We have probably, depending on the funding source, we have probably anywhere from 500 to 1,500 vacancies. We do have jobs. We do have opportunities there. And so if you go to the website, you'll find information there. We also have vacancies within our court system, within the judicial job website. You can go there as well. So please visit those websites. Look they're asking for. And one of the things that I challenge you to do is if you see a job there and it looks like you're not qualified, make sure you call the office and explain what your background is, how you can help, because one of the things that I have is the authority to talk to my staff and let them know that there are opportunities that you can qualify for if we can work with the department to update those descriptions. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. So don't look at the job application and say, oh, I'm not qualified. If it's something you're passionate about, you have talent and you have skills, we definitely want to talk with you and share that information. The other programs that I work with are Navajo Nation TV and Film. So it was really cool. There was a young lady I met just a few minutes ago. She works for the weather station here, a Navajo woman, and she introduced herself to me, and she went to trade school here in Colorado, and now she works for the weather station here. I think that's a really great thing for our young people, but I oversee the Navajo Nation TV and Film office. I also work very closely with the Office of Child Support. So any of the issues that people are experiencing with child support, I oversee that program. We also work with Department of Labor Relations, NOSHA, which is Navajo Nation, the same office. That's another program I oversee. I also work with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing a program. What am I missing? There's a couple more programs. Vital Vital Records. Vital Records is here. So there's just so much that the Navajo Nation offers. You know, living off the nation for a long time, I believe that, you know, looking outside, looking in, it looked very challenging, but once we get conversation started, there are opportunities there. So please call our offices, find out what it is that you need, and let's have a conversation and find a way to make things happen. So I'm going to turn this back over to my brother, Director Cody. And I really, again, appreciate everybody coming this evening. In Chicago.
Thank you, Debbie. Let's hear it for Denver Indian Health and Family Services. Kelly. Come on, Kelly. You're up. Kelly Yestiwa. Come on down. Kelly's my neighbor. I usually see her around the Hopi Mesas. So I'm from Loop. So that's how I know Kelly. I'm only kidding. Come on, Kelly. How was the stew? How was the stew? Great. How's the fry bread? They're going to be passing around some extra fry bread. If you want extra fry bread, you can take it home.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Polyestua from Denver Indian Health and Family Services. We're an urban clinic for our Native community. So we have a diabetic program, we have health wellness, we have dental, we have behavioral health for adults and children, and then we also have enrollment for Colorado Medicaid and CHP Plus for children and prenatal women. So come stop by our booth. Also Google Denver Indian Health and Family Services. You'll to go to our main website. It'll give you more information about our entire clinic. Or like I said, we're at the corner booth back there. Feel free to get a brochure. Thank you.
Yeah, I did that. Okay. I want to thank all of our departments that are here again, but also our community partners. Native Community Capital has been really helpful. You might see them here sharing information, but they also have teams that are mobilizing right now. They're going over from the valley over to Gallup. And so as we're sitting here, they're making their way so they can complete the one-on-one interview really needed. So I really appreciate Native Community Capital being here. One of the challenges that they faced was not being able to connect by phone. And so they changed it up on their office. They purchased a whole new phone system that can handle the capacity that's there. And they also hired, I want to say 6 people that they brought on board. So they're really, really working hard to make this happen. Sometimes people say, you know, they're not operating quick enough. I can tell you across the Navajo Nation, this is the strongest team that could be hired to do the job in as short a time as they did. And I'm really proud of Native Community Capital and the work that they're doing for our community. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to head out to the airport. I really appreciate meeting of you. I found some old relatives that I hadn't seen in a long time. I found some old classmates that were here. They dropped in and said hi. I found people that lived in all parts of the Navajo Nation, from eastern all the way to western to northern. It was really, really great to see you. Thank you so. Oh, there's the young lady. Raise your hand. She's the weather lady. Wave at her. Say hi and thank her. She's the one that's helping us out in this area. She's providing some of the production work over at the local weather station. So it's cool to see our little sister right here delivering the weather report out to all of the area. So thank you so much for your work. And so I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, please look at the website for the Department of Personnel, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. So You're probably wondering why I'm just talking and talking. As with all airports, President Nygren got in a little late, but he's on his way. So he'll be here in a couple. So hang out. If you, this is open mic. If you want to come up here, we have staff here that can listen to your concerns. Or if you think something's going well with on Navajo, please share that with us too. 什么很资讯？这一个你能找或者哪个都个？
On the car? Okay.
Oh,你能找的个？He caught in late, so Erica. So Erica, so it's not those. She processes the assistant, so let me give her like 10, 15 minutes. Hold it a little closer.
My voice is really soft.
I know, hold it a little closer.
Yate, she Erica Manny and she, Kilachini and Shlin, Twitchini Bushishchi, Nanistaj Touchini the She, do Tabaha de Schnella. She look ante denasha. I am from Ganado. I am currently working with the Navajo Homeowners Assistance Funding Program. I am a loan processor. If you have family that submitted an application, I probably touched their file at one point. I wanted to go, because there's a lot of questions about what type of documentation you would need to submit for the Homeowners Assistance Program, so I'm going to go through the documentation. It's quite a list. There's 11 items. So we would need a proof of tribal membership, a CIB, copy of Social Security card, a photo ID, 2 most recent consecutive pay stubs, the 2 most recent consecutive months of bank statements, which is including savings and checking, all accounts. We would also ask for a current mortgage statement and an HOA if you're able to, the HOA statement. We also want all pages of your most recent tax returns, 2023 W-2s or 1099s, a copy of the property tax bill, a copy of your utility bill, so we could do a proof of residence, make sure that you are inquiring about what you're applying for is the right residency that we're going to be doing. And the last thing we need is the documentation supporting the hardship and dates of the hardship. So those are the 11 documents that we are currently asking. And if you do submit an application, you would get an introduction from either one of the processes, myself, Leticia, Megan, or Tammy, or Jalissa. We are the 5 processors currently, and we would give you an introduction, let you know that, hey, we have your files, we have your application, please submit your documentation to me, and we would give you a time frame to submit all those documentation. Currently, right now, I'm working 64 loans, and we have 100 waiting in the system currently, and we're going to work on the next 100 coming through for next month. So we're working as diligently as we can, trying to get back to customers in a timely manner. But we are getting the ball rolling because we did fund at least 3 applicants already, so we were able to save their home. I'm not quite sure what else, but yeah, those are the documentations we need as when you submit your application. I don't know what else to talk about. That's it. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, our other processor here made a good point. If we do find any discrepancies within the bank statements or within the check stubs, we will ask for additional documentation and clarification because we have to go by the U.S. Treasury guidelines. So that's what we did. That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So as President's on his way, let's see how well you know President Nygren. What's his second clan? Haish Yashchin.
He's Vietnamese.
Yay, right here. How many kids does the president have? 2. Yay, this guy, lady, knows all about president. What color is his suit? Blue, yay. Let's see, what else? What degree does the president have? A doctorate in what? That's about undergrad. What degree does he have? So, what is his PhD in? Education. So he can be a principal too. The other piece is the president's wife was a legislator in which state? Arizona. Yay! So, anybody want to say something while President is on his way over? I know we have about a good 30 minutes in here, so we'll try to get him here as soon as the traffic will allow him. Who is the Vice President of the Navajo Nation? Who is that? The Vice President of the Navajo Nation. Rochelle Montoya. Yes, ma'am. Who's the Division Director for Social Services? Me. Quick question. Who has a question? I have a question over here. Thank you, lady.
Good evening, yachts. Hey, are you guys having a good time? I'm gonna take a mic, okay? Sounds like he needs a break. Okay, my name is Vivian Mitchell. Torion Dana Sha. My question for Mr. is, we would like to have another one of this in Colorado Springs, Mr. Beecher. Battery die? This would be a wonderful opportunity to do another one like this in Colorado Springs, to include our military, to include our veterans, to include our college students. So you guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you, Ahiaha, for coming out here and thinking of us, urban Native American. How many Tatnasantes do we have in here? I got one out there. One Tatnasane besides me? 2. There's 3 of us. 4. Ah, but how many Kitlachinis in here? Any Kisachini's? One. Just one Kisachini? Two. Three. Shijada na sila shivijikira na sila yeah. Now, we are actually in Colorado Springs, my husband and I. We are veterans. He is a veteran. And then we assist a lot of our veterans out there. We help with their benefits. We don't get paid for it. We are volunteers. The Veterans Administration is very complicated to get through. So if you guys need help, just come out. Ask us. We can help you fill out these benefits and trying to get you a better percentage rate. That's how we handle each other. My husband's telling me to speak louder, but I'm basically yelling in here. So if you need help with your veterans application, let us know. We can help you. We're more than willing to help you. And then helping each other out here in the community.
Thank you, Shema. Thank you for offering your services. If you're a veteran and having difficulties with your veterans benefits, see Shema over here. So before we go on, I also have, you're also on YouTube. You're also being broadcast across the Navajo Nation, the world. So I have Vice President Rochelle Montoya on the line. So if you would just, I'll bring her on the line. Vice President?
This is Rochelle Montoya, your Navajo Nation Vice President. I just want to say welcome to the event this evening that our Navajo are putting out for you to get information on what's going on with the Navajo Nation. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming out, and thank you so much for being where you are and being connected to your families out there. Vivian Mitchell, and just continue to do your very best for your families. The Niagara Montoya administration will strive every day to make sure that the services that are needed for our families, not only on the Navajo Nation, but across the world where our Navajo citizens are, we'll do our best to make sure that they reach you. And this is just one of the different ways that our division directors have made plans to get this information out to you. And thank you so much again, everyone, for being there. Shay andiko taga hotzanadi na nishti sutta or ayon chkil right now. It's snowing very hard outside Window Rock. And again, thank you so much, everyone. And yat to koneto atata hosyang yego ta adin hachinaba. Thank you so much, Director Cody, for giving me this time.
Thank you, Vice President. So we're being watched across the nation. Back home, we have it on our division directors are watching. So there's a lot of different directors that we work with or have information. So if you have a question, please just ask. We'll answer it for you. Although, as we're moving along, a while ago I had a grandma, my name is Marjorie Drake. I'm 84 years old. I lived in Colorado Springs for 61 years. 61 years. I also, a little while ago, I ran into my aunt. My aunt moved to Colorado Springs way before I was born in 1968. I didn't know she was my aunt until she came up. She goes, "Oh, I'm from Loop 2. I've lived in Colorado Springs since 1968." So it's really impressive how many Navajos are out here. And the other thing is, I hardly ever seen you Navajos as when I lived here. I don't know where you're just hiding out, making fried bread and mutton stew on your own. But I used to live right downtown. I would work the Casey Family Program, so I don't know where those Navajos were at, but I'm so glad you're here today. I know people have left, but President is on his way. He should be here shortly. We can't really control the airline, so that's part of the thing that he encountered. So he'll be here. We're here until 7:30 or 7, but we'll be here, so don't worry. You have plenty of time. President will talk. What President really likes to do is he does his introduction, talks about a little update, and then he likes to hear from the people. We have staffers here that will take those messages, that will take those, just like the request from Shema to have an event in Colorado Springs. We don't have that much money to do every month, but let's plan on something. The president will not mind. Let's plan on doing something next year. After the new fiscal year, we can start planning on coming out to Colorado Springs again. So thank you, Shema, for all you do for the veterans out there too. So that's where we're at. I'm just walking this way trying to figure out where. Hey, I want to pick on these ladies. My Navajo ladies, professionals. I'll go. We're going to dance. I like her shoes. Look at her glittery shoes. So, what advice do you have? You can look into that video over there. What advice do you have for a young Navajo girl that's out in at the Hogan level or out in Tohatchi that's thinking, oh, that pretty lady. How do you get to be this pretty lady that lives in Denver, Colorado?
That's a great question. For everyone, again, who maybe didn't hear my introduction, my name is Veronica. I'm originally from New Mexico. I graduated from Tohatchi High School. I think my advice would be to not be afraid to, even if you are afraid to leave home. I went to undergrad in Durango, Colorado at Fort Lewis College. So it wasn't that far away for me to leave home, but it was just far enough that I didn't go home every weekend. So I would say, just push through the fear of leaving home, leaving your family, and it'll take you to places you never thought you would go. I would say, because of school and my professional career, I've been able to travel internationally. So I've been to Japan, to Tokyo. I've also been to South America. I've been to Machu Picchu, which is really cool to have seen in person. And all of that was just, pushing through, being scared of leaving home, leaving your family. And if you do that, then you have so much potential of experiencing things you've never, maybe wouldn't have experienced. And I would also say just to make sure that you stay connected to your community, to your family, and especially where you're from, because once you do leave the res, you really realize how unique of a person you are. I will say being here at this event and seeing everyone here, it's so welcoming and it just feels like you're back at home. So I really appreciate this event in that instance. So I will stop talking and thank you for the question, Mr. Cody. And he's busy. Alvina, what advice would you give? I'm trying to get off camera. So here is Alvina and she'll answer the same question.
I apologize. I was not listening to the question.
So the question is, what would you say to a little Navajo girl that's out in Tohatchi, New Mexico, looking at you, oh, I want to be that attorney in Denver, Colorado?
I say, call me. My number's on my website. I will help you in every way I possibly can. No, I think it's important to definitely get in touch with mentors and resources that are available. You've heard that the three of us are from Tohatchee High School. And I remember at Tohatchee, we had a pretty amazing high school counselor there by the name of Frank Katnick that was really instrumental, I think, in helping us identify colleges that were available to us, making us think about what we wanted to do with our lives after high school, and really thinking about what we wanted to do in the world, knowing that we had to think about our future. So start planning. I think one thing that's important to point out too is that you don't necessarily have to leave the reservation to do the kind of work that I do. I'm also the president of the Navajo Nation Bar Association. And so there actually is a program in Crown Point at Navajo Technical College or Technical University that provides legal training to become an advocate. You don't have to go to law school to practice law in the Navajo Nation. You can actually attend that program, graduate, I believe it's a 2-year program, and take the Navajo bar exam, and you can become a practicing attorney on the Navajo Nation in 2 years as opposed to 7 years, which is how long it took me. But yeah, definitely, learn as much as you can about what you're interested in, and find out what you need to do to accomplish that. Like I mentioned, I had to go to college and go to law school, and then of course sitting for bar exams. But there's nothing better than getting hands-on experience in whatever you're interested in doing to really realize whether or not you want to go into that area. So definitely taking advantage of work opportunities, internships, to see what it's like to work in that area that you're interested in working in. And Navajo Nation itself has various departments that are available. I know when I was in high school, there was job opportunities at the local chapter. They even at one point had programs where they would pay you. All you had to do was go find a job site that you could work at where they could log your hours. The Navajo Nation had a program where they would pay you for your time, but you were technically providing free services to whatever employer you located with. So that was a great way to also get experience. So there's nothing better than getting experience, really understanding what your interests are. So I'm a big advocate for making sure that you do internships, take advantage of those opportunities, and just stay focused. It's take one step at a time. I know it can be overwhelming for some college students or kids that are in high school thinking about what they want to do with their future, but stick to it. You'll get through it, especially those that might be off the reservation now. It may seem really daunting and you may miss home, but remember it's only a few years that you're away and you can always go back. You always have home to go back to. So don't lose sight of that, because once you have that degree, you can do anything. So yeah, definitely if there's anybody that's interested in talking to me more about it, again, president of the Navajo Bar Association, my contact information's out there. Just Google Alvina Earnhardt. I don't think there's very many of us. So definitely be happy to talk to anybody about the experience I have and share that knowledge. So that's a great question. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Melissa. The little Tahachi girl, how did this little Tahachi girl end up in the big city of Denver, Colorado?
What was your question?
How did you end up there?
Oh, okay.
So the question is, little Rez girl from Tahachi, when you were 7, how did you get yourself here?
Good evening. Yat a Melissa Clyde in Ishia Topa Hanishlam, but Ani Bashishin, Kia Ani A Dashache, Tiklani additional. Good evening to those of you that are live streaming and listening to us here live in Denver. I think Mr. Cody asked a really good question about what would I say to a young person who is trying to find their way in a very difficult and challenging world, I guess. So I think one of the things that I think about as a young person, something that really carried me through difficult times, but also through success, was always trying to find and not to be afraid to ask for help. I would encourage you to always be curious about your schoolwork and to always ask for clarification, to be curious and to really explore alternative ways to problem solve and to build relationships with people. I think at 7 years old and before the age of 15, I think something that was really helpful to me was finding mentorship and finding safe people to talk to if things became very challenging. So don't be afraid to ask for help and to seek the resources that are within your family or your community. The other thing I would say is to don't be afraid to leave your home. Like the two other ladies that are here, we all kind of were brave enough to pursue college and things of that nature. And if college is not something you're interested in, there's other alternative ways to be of service to your people. And I think one of the things that I miss is really getting to know the elders in the community. So I would encourage you to find mentorship in elders and safe people that you could talk to about your culture and to understand who your family is and to know the history of your Diné people and your Diné ways. Don't forget about having pride in all of that. And I also say that over the times that I've kind of overcome different obstacles and challenges is that I've always had mentors along the way. So I think that's really important to have, along with Alvina and Veronica saying that, pursuing your education is fabulous because it gives you opportunities to explore different places in the world. And it wasn't until I was in the field that I had the opportunity to travel internationally, and I became really active in human rights and did a fellowship with the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland. So I think there's lots of ways to get involved in your community. If it's not Navajo, there might be places like international work that you might be interested in. And if people are out there and they want to learn more about international Indigenous people's rights, there is a fellowship that is available for people from our communities who are fighting for justice on water issues, and issues and things that are, things that we have a right to as rights holders of being First Peoples in this country. So there's lots of different ways to be engaged and involved in your community, but be brave and ask a lot of questions. That's why I say be careful. So thank you. Mr. Cody, here you go.
Thank you, Melissa. So, I also have a young man that runs his own company that I want him to tell a little easy res boy out in Loop how you to get a company started in Denver, Colorado.
You want to talk about
how you got here, how you started your company?
Hello, everybody. My name is Jeremy Slowtalker. So I've been in Denver for about 20 years now. I do own a business here called Diné Delivery. Basically, my company services 9 zip codes here in Denver. We service Littleton, Inglewood, North Denver, Westminster, Wheat Ridge, and Lakewood. On the average, we do about anywhere from 9,000 to 10,000 deliveries per week. I've been running Diné Delivery probably about 4 years now. I started as a delivery subcontractor. I delivered Commerce City, Colorado, zip code 80022. I did that for about 1.5 years, and then I became an owner. I've been about an owner for about 3 years now with On-Track Logistics. Keep going. But I know Thomas. Thomas is a loop. Thomas knows my parents. He knows my mom, my dad. I'm originally from Salt Lake City, Utah, but I lived in Loop a good part of my young life. And yeah, I've been up here in Denver about 20 years now.
Thank you. The Diné delivery. If you need any packages delivered, go see Diné delivery. So one more time for those people who are just walking in. Oh, the wrong table. Go. One more time for people that are walking in. Quickly talk about your program again.
Okay. Good evening once again, those of you that came in later. We are with the Staff Development and Training Department, one of the 10 programs under the Division of Human Resources. So we welcome you to our table. We're here in the corner. So my name is Shar Kruger, and I'm the training manager there. So welcome, and it's good to see all of you here tonight. Again, come visit our table. Thank you.
So I have a program to talk about. So under the Navajo Division of Social Services, like I was telling you, we have the treatment center for children and their families. One of the initiatives that President has started is preserving Navajo families. That's basically giving authority, the funds back to the local areas. We're trying to push money back to the chapters, to the local areas, to where the local communities address their needs. At Window Rock, we've been doing the same thing, and our statistic keeps going up. So one of the things President says, let's do something different. Let's give it back to the Navajo people. Let's give them back the authority. Let's empower them to make sure that they can heal themselves, heal their communities, put in prayer back into the communities, putting strength back into the communities. And who are we doing it for? It's for these little kids. And so that's where we're coming from. The president really has an initiative to where we're changing a lot of things, making sure that things happen. Just like now, I don't think any president has ever come out to to Denver, Colorado, and say, "Hey, I'm bringing services back to you, elect me." Or I'm gonna bring service back to you, elect me. And the guy got elected, the young man got elected. And here we are standing in Denver Indian Center, waiting for him to arrive with the programs are here saying, hey, this is how we can help you as Navajos that are living in the urban areas. This is how you can register to vote at your local chapters. You know what? You may think that, oh, this doesn't really impact me. I don't need to vote. But who did we leave behind? Who did Thomas Cody leave behind for 9 years? It was my parents, my grandpas. They were the ones that are left behind. So you may not think it impacts you, but it impacts your relatives. I think as Navajos, we have as a concept. We always think of not only ourselves, but our distant relatives. So come on over, vote for, register to vote. So the chapter elections are coming up. I won't tell you who to vote for, but just register to vote, and when the voting comes up, vote. The other one is the home site lease. We also have the home site lease program. Back home, there's a lot of issues in getting a piece of land, but that's why we brought home site lease, the home site lease program, to start working with you. How do you build a home? First, getting that little plot of land. How do you build that home? That's how they can work with you. Department of Family Services back there, the children, like Miss Lucille Echohawk was saying, majority of the kids in foster care are in the system are Navajos. They're Navajos. So that's one of the things that caught my attention was, how do I get more services for our kids out here, our families out here? Because what happens is, once we lose our kids, we lose our language and our culture. When our kids, when we lose our kids into the system, into the state system, that's where we're slowly losing our language and our culture. So that's what I really want to. Lucille and I will be working with Casey Family Programs, the state of Colorado. We're going to reach out to them to see how we can provide a lot of assistance to all these kids that are in the system that are Navajo. So that's one thing that I would like to see. And I see Business Regulatory coming over again, so let's give him the floor for those of you that are late.
Where's the president at? Yeah. Yate, Shea, Nota C. Silversmith, I didn't properly introduce myself earlier. Shea, Nota C. Silversmith, She Honagathni, Nishlon, Kiani, Bushchin, Italian, Deshache, Todachini, Jashanale. I'm originally from Steamboat, Arizona, and that's currently where I reside. Drove all the way out from St. Michael's, and we're just trying to get our services out there for a Division of Economic Development. We have a few things that we can offer for small businesses, especially if you were affected by COVID-19 during that 3-year or 4-year period. If your business kind of suffered in that, suffered financially and you guys lost money, that kind of deal, we're offering a grant that we're going to be starting here pretty soon. It's called the Artisan Small Business Relief Grant is what it's called. And we're currently developing that within the Division of Economic Development, and we're going to be launching that within the next month or so, I would say. So look out on our website if you need more information. Our booth's back there with the business regulatory backdrop in the back, and we'll be happy to give you more information on that. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. So one of the things, ready? Real quickly, I think we're almost here. So real quickly.
Yes, good evening, everybody, and welcome again. My name is Orlando Winnica, Department Manager for Navajo Department of Workforce Development. I was fortunate to speak with some of you, and I'm happy to hear your interest in our program and coming over to get some information and what we can provide to you as well. So we're here to provide that assistance. We want to work virtually, so we're out on the Navajo Nation, but we are now doing services in Utah and Colorado, as well as New Mexico and Arizona. So thank you for coming here, having an interest, and I appreciate all of your questions, and the feedback you're also giving me is very valuable. So thank you for all of that, everybody. Have a good evening, safe trip home, and thank you for coming out. And my clan, Nanist Ejachachini and Shlon Nazatli Bashichin, Kiaan ni Ada Chanela, Hanagahi Ada Shache. So again, thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you. Workforce development. So if your kid, if they want assistance, Elvina is here and she has nice calendars. You peel this off and you put it on your bumper and you exactly know what month it is. So let's go to Tony. Tony also had some visitors over there. What all went on over there?
Good evening. My name is Tony Edsity. I'm from the Department of Self-Reliance, the Tribal TANF program for the Navajo Nation. That's temporary assistance for needy families. We serve 2-parent families, single-parent families, grandparents and relatives who are raising the family children. The grandparents and relatives do have to be seeking guardianship or adoption while they're on the program. Adults that are qualified have extended training programs available for them. We work with various colleges bordering the Navajo Nation, Vaughn College, Utah State University, and Coconino College, and we're getting our customers certified in certified nursing, heavy equipment, and commercial driver's license. So if you have any questions, come by our booth. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Department of Self-Reliance is one of the programs that we administer under the Division of Social Services. Lucille, come over. Say one more thing, Lucille, before. Lucille, so how's it going?
What do you want me to do?
Been accused of talking a lot, so anyway, it's I'm really so many of you this evening, and I grew up in Farmington, New Mexico. My father was a land surveyor and did much of his work in Navajo. So I feel a deep kinship for the Navajo people. It was the Navajos who worked with my father in his land surveying business. And one of my brothers is the former Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs, who now works for the governor and lieutenant governor in Utah, and he gets to come to the Navajo Nation a lot. So when the president arrives, I'm to shake his hand and tell him Larry says hello. So thank you all for being so patient.
Thank you, Lucille. Thank you for your patience too. President is around the corner, so that's what I'm sort of stretching. So, so which chapter is somebody from? Where is Oak Springs? Oak Springs? Dalcom. Blue Gap. Loop. Hey, you're from Loop. Yay. Oh, Dalcon. Tohatchee, New Mexico. 3 over there. Torreon, New Mexico. Pueblo Pintado. Shiprock, New Mexico. Okay, where are you guys from? Red Valley. Pinedale. Where are you from? Lucajagay. I like that name. Lucajagay. Lucajagay. I went over the mountain. Beautiful drive. If you've never gone over the mountain at Lucajagay, you have to do it. So, as we're moving past 400,000 Navajos, half of us live off Navajo. You know that? We live off Navajo, we live on Navajo. Only half live on Navajo. Although, as we're going forward, I'm going to go walk way over to these because they look interesting. Shamasana, Hadish, and Nato,
Where are you from, Janet?
My name is Arinda Sheedy. I'm coming from Rock Point, Arizona.
Hadish Nagan.
Arizona.
But she lives in Denver for how many years? Over 20 years. Grandma, I like this grandma. Clan, oh yeah.
Kappan står det Sheedy, Bassas Chain, Katrini does a tree, Ashmi does a nulle.
Hey, give grandma a hand. And I assume you're the daughter?
My name is Susie Deshaney too. I'm from Rock Point, Arizona. The same clan as hers.
From Rock Point, Arizona. I think I wanted it too far. So, I've a little script that I put over myself here. Now, so that's one of the things that we really want to do is bring you guys together, have a meal with you, and President will be joining us here shortly. So, the man of the hour is here. Can you all rise and give President Boo Nygren a hand? You stand up and go look to this side. President Nygren! All the way from Washington, D.C., Window Rock. Woo! You're live right here.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
Right here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Send it to my tribe.
All right. Hello. Hey.
I'm so proud, Jerry.
Oh, thank you.
Meet you.
Mm-hmm.
So good to see you.
Okay. I'm have this. All right. Hey, yeah. Hug. Okay. All right. Cheese. All right. Biga yate. Yate in Kidini Relish. Si Yego, Yat Eto, Hen Kidini Relish. Si Yoshi Dano, Grego Hasin, the Hajla Yashidano song. Le Washington, the Adi Charlotte, le Ade, and le Chede, Tragin that I give Benanta, Halit, all of the neck, at Chedil Zindole, Jole, old Jeba Nahat in there. Do tab the snow, Ade Ashaban, Yadish, Haishebin, le the Nedanes, Nanagibil Flesh, le old Jeba Kai, Hodas, Enigido based Ada, the Nedani, Clinigia, Siego, that Nils and Dobinache, Yat Ehoman, Seekit, what it is gene, Nekamana Hassan, Ya Haliado, Nehedanit, and the Queen was in so the Pedet, Bedini, the Ehot Obajahasi. Administrator Nelson of NASA. Koto ada Tadashande, Doshiat and Hidini, the higher flight, Ayo Korgo, Gotland Nashitza. Ion's last night, yo, Ashwood at Denver Airport. See, yon, last not like Window Rock Airport. Nay. Say she hotel. Doshi Kada Honey, Zenigate, Dr. Boo Nygren in she touch sheet in a shle. Donuts, Ozabash's chain, touch sheet in Shahon, the Honolaya. Ada Holly, Ahodinska, the desk as the Donata, Ozabash's chain, what did eat Nisha? What did eat is a Honda Holola. Adonat Ozabash's chain, Arobasi, Nash Inigi, First Lady of the Navajo Nation, Hush Lishni, Dash Lishnisha. Then, yeah, okay, I'm good. Usually I have to really walk out fast. I'm like, I gotta put on my in-law hat. Tonight I don't have to put that on. How many Ashin is in here? All right there. I don't touch Yashindo, but Ahni Eta Banella, how about Ahnis? All right. How about Navajo people, Shah? The Nedan of Senegi, Ashon the Hisoto. All right. I don't know what Keda Honot, Hen, Kedini, the Sinas God, Keda Honot, and opening Nacha, sin the Kaya Shiban Sida Kesto, Satashi Eta Hosa, Lebanon Hodo, Nek Echido, Belagana Echiben Kitchahadis, and lady, Hada Shitras the Gaho, Ahot Etle, Shichedo, Shemasanadon, Anakin Hazard, the Destin, Lashida no so, Ehoto, Ashin, National Yat, in Kedina, Hodo, Keda Honot, and Igit, oh, Hehe, Juno, Haya, Ashra, Bohonet, la, si the Nebet Hayada, hot, nobody natch, Jonon, Tachi, nobody natch, Horeta, not any other where the Nebo Washington, where Shandal, Nashilon, Hehe, Nikedini, the Dieta, but the snow, Hohot, Eda, Yeshwashanda, Hodin Hania, Halet, all a Hod, the Nekeda hat, any Bacadi was Washington, based up bedet, Beninachel, Washington, Shatin House, also Tinigi, based on Hahin Tehi, so bedet, even in a Sobacadi, a deal was the snow, Ebonina Hode, the Nenna Hask, Aroston Le, Peso, Sobach Hodelia, native community capital, Sa Hayun Kedene. How one day is snee bastion the hollow, Sasha, see ye, go but you how this snot or ye, she, peso banat, any given in that ship. Eshi, where had a sleep in that she, Aho Yandan, her gun, her jaw, shade or need, Aho Yanda, her one don radot, Arthur. Yes, so what a Tadadi, Kahigi, a yacht in Hedini Laro, a so high, Juno, Sahazlingi, but in that Juno, Dahos, Rick. Indian Center. Hi, lessons. Where's Mr. Rick? All right, he's down the hallway. He wants an announcement. Drum roll. Let's do drum roll. Rick, we're waiting on you, Rick. All right. Hey. Thank you, sir. Thank you for holding Diego. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of the Navajo Nation and on behalf of the great, all the people that live in the urban areas for this wonderful facility that our people continue to use on a day-to-day basis. And they look to you and the leadership and the center here. I just want to express that from myself to you. Thank you. Microphone. Alvina, you too. Yeah. Where's Alvina? Right there. Right there. Okay, give her a drum roll too. Ayo. Melissa. Melissa. Right there. Another drum roll. See. Veronica. Let's hear some claps for Veronica. Director Thomas Cody, right over here. And I hear you spent a lot of time at that airport. Didn't even give me the tips. It's not your ass. I was just like standing there and I was like, hey, I need to get to the 5th and the 6th floor. I didn't know I had to ride a train. There's no Hashim. And that's one of those things I asked last night. Ayo larger nagale yate shmasanedi ha don the net el hashi yobslan jonie ayonad nish eben na cha siego hodidishin and jono the nebe vakan de hodobe beta nit and again the net o hajos this sino edo hadit o kakail. One of those things in Navajo is the way you treat and respect people, most likely that's how they're going to treat you in return. And that's how I was able to get to the road at the airport, and I got in the unit. And also to the NDSS staff, thank you for being here as well. I really appreciate that. But again, my main message, I know that we're short on time. You all have been sitting here for a little bit, and it's I'm going to blame the airline, Southwest. Okay? But I'm glad to be here. I really, really wanted to be here today because I wanted to see each and every one of you. And I wanted to make sure that today that we can continue to provide the services that you need. And some of the data that we shared with you today about over 100 Navajo families are not losing their homes. So I just want to say thank you so much to our partners at Native Community Capital for making that happen. And also the other thing too, making sure that you're registered, you can check on your certificate of Indian blood, and also there's opportunities for hiring. I know that Debbie Manuel is here as well, and that's one of the things that you all have told me. President, I really like working one of these days. I want to make it back home, but it's so difficult to get a job because of the certain types of resumes and experiences that they want. And January 10th, I signed an executive order that they're working on trying to implement that so that when you or someone or your loved one has the experience or the education, they should be able to get whatever job that they need on the Navajo Nation. So that's one of the things that we're working on in the Department of Justice as we're moving. Keep you updated. I guess I got to look this way. This microphone. It probably wants me to find the Navajo flag. I see it down there. And also the other thing I also want to say is just really thankful for the dollars that we get from our federal partners. As I mentioned earlier, I made my way from D.C. and really have always expressed our thanks to the administration and all the programs that are able to use some of those funds for programs such as Native Community Capital so that we can provide payment assistance, reinstatement assistance, principal reduction assistance, and the different types of things that we do. So again, it's just much appreciative that those types of services are being offered by our people, and that really, end of the day, one of the things I also want to say is that the other thing too is we have staff development here. One of the things I really want our nation to get better at is customer service, and that's the next thing that I'm working on. So the next executive order that I will be signing is going to be related around customer service. So I'm having my staff, I'm having Debbie's department look into who provides the best customer service at the moment, and let's partner with them so that when you call home, when you actually, I just got a text from a close friend of mine and said, you know what, I showed up at your department, man, they're so rude, President. I'm like, and this was yesterday. This is yesterday, and I'm like, and the way I've always known to, again, it's two-way street though, right? If you come in and say, I want this right now, you know what I mean? In return, somebody's going to do the same way. So one of the things I've learned over the years when I would call the nation or call ANSFA or whoever I'm trying to get my documents in, I always tried to lead by example, right? So in order to lead by example, our staff at the Navajo Nation government level needs that training so that they can, when you call back home about your home site lease application, your ANSFA, your whatever your documents is, you should be able to talk to someone that will listen and make sure that they treat you with respect. So that's one of the things that we're working on this quarter. I look forward to signing that executive order so that we can implement some customer service training on the Navajo Nation. The other thing I also want to acknowledge too is the Denver Indian Center. We really are working on programs right now in Albuquerque and the pilot projects where we're looking into buying property in Phoenix and Albuquerque so that we can provide some of these services. And then at the same time, there's a lot of job openings on the Navajo Nation that some of our people could work remotely in our Navajo Nation buildings helping our government. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing, is because we have about 2,000 openings on Navajo. Some of those positions you could probably work remotely. I know that your roots are here in Denver, your roots are in Albuquerque or Phoenix or Salt Lake, but some of these positions you should be able to do it remotely out of a Navajo Nation building within where our communities and our people live. So those are some of the things that I'm working on. So again, we're going to start with Phoenix and Albuquerque and then make our way to Denver and then Salt Lake City as well. But that's one of the things I want you to know. So when we talk about our people here in the urban areas, remember, I need you guys to back me up too. When they say, what are you doing out there? But to those Navajos, they got everything. You know, that's some of the criticism that I'm going to get. But I tell them there are people too. In Navajo, I explain, because of their CIBs, because of their membership, we get dollars on their behalf too. So they have every right to our government. So again, your needs are different out here. Your needs are different. Right now, our families back home are dealing with muddy roads, the snow. The snow is going to be melting. So those are some of their struggles. And then you all out here have different types of struggles. So we completely understand that. But at the same time, we're really lining up our teams to make sure that we help Navajos, whether you're in the border towns, the urban cities, or living back on the reservation. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you to the Casey family, programs, Alvina, Native American Bank, the Denver Indian Center, Mr. Rick, thank you so much, and to all the Navajo families that are here, because you all keep us strong out here. You guys use every single day to think of one another, because when you're hurting, when things are getting tough, you probably rely on some of your relatives that you live with out here. So ebe kehen kedini de la si yego shitilon hore na khani yadon khansis case don njono shi da dilin son khansis case eshibe naskin jgono nadidi khara khwasha da ilnishigi a kehaton kedini de leton jgono nkikinada hajutlo si yego yat ehonade no kha eshida no sinigin kha hon ehot on khansis case do a kehen kedini de leshibe a keh do let aroshi sa niri eta do ne shinan abshet do nilta do ne ho khashin khaide si tido yo nashlo to hotende ne biga to ne do keh.
Thank you, Mr. President. So if you want to take a picture, if you want to talk with President, we have limited time because Mr. Walters is standing at the door. So thank you for coming here. Thank you for joining us, and have a good evening. Picture is there. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.